everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine. So today I am super excited because as you can probably see, we have started a new zoo in Planet Zoo. This is a franchise mode zoo which I've been wanting to do for absolutely ages, and it is in a temperate biome, as you can probably see. And so far all I've done is just extended this path here because I don't want the zoo to be connected to this ugly entrance area, but I don't think we can move and delete all of the spawners and ticket boxes in franchise mode, even though we can in sandbox mode, so that's annoying. But yeah, I've just sort of moved it in a bit, so in case we want to build around like a car parking area in the future, then we can. And I'll explain my ideas for the zoo as we go along, but I'm really excited, so I'm just going to dive straight into sort of getting things down because we need tons of like staff facilities and things like that. So I've just sped up some footage that I had of me planning out this entrance area. So what I did was I just placed down some walls so I knew where everything was, and then added some facility buildings and added some pathing as well, just as a little bit of a map for when we do come around to building this entrance building. So as you watch me do that, I'll just introduce the idea behind this zoo a little bit. So it hasn't got a name yet, so if you've got any zoo idea names, please feel free to add them to the comments down below. Like I say, it's a temperate zoo and it's in Europe as well, so it's based on zoos in the UK, like just normal zoos that I see and the architecture that I see for them. So probably some stone buildings, some just normal kind of wooden looking structures, and we are playing in hard mode as well, so that will be interesting in terms of, I think it makes things like enrichment items more challenging and breeding programs as well. So yeah, I've never done that before, so if you have any advice as we go along, please feel free to comment down below. And it's been ages since I've played in a zoo that hasn't been in sandbox mode, so I was very surprised at how little we have to begin with in terms of building pieces. So I think as soon as we can, we'll try and build up a repertoire of mechanic research so that we've got as many interesting pieces as possible. I think I'll try and prioritise like the aquatic pack and the Australian pack because they've got some of my favourite and most versatile pieces as well. But yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those builds where we'll have to sort of come back and edit things once we've unlocked some pieces and gained some money as well, and we'll make everything pretty as we go rather than from the off. So the build might not make too much sense to you right now, but it does make sense to me. I've kind of mapped out in my head where I want everything to go. The gaps where the grass are, they will kind of be planter boxes, and then where the information centres are in the middle, they will have like a roof on top of them, kind of be like an archway, and then to the left where the toilets are and the facility buildings will go, that will be one diagonal building sort of coming off the entranceway, and then there'll be a nearly symmetrical building to the right, and that's going to be the gift shop exit. Okay, so we've got all of the important buildings down. We might have to sell some because we don't have the most amount of money left over after that, so that's annoying. So hopefully, I think peacocks are quite cheap, so we might be able to find one of them. But I was thinking the kinds of animals that you normally see at the starts of these kind of zoos or zoos near me are the smaller animals. So it's usually like birds or small monkeys you see in like small enclosures near the start of the zoos. So I was thinking this Capuchin monkey, perhaps that's a small monkey, although I don't know if that one is shy or not, that because we don't want shy animals near the start of our zoo, that would be a nightmare. But then I was also thinking the cassowary, there it is, southern cassowary, or we could go for a lemur I suppose, but I think they might be shy, at least one of them might be shy, but they're also small. Or this monkey, although I think they definitely are shy, so maybe not. Yeah, let's have a look at these for now, see what we've got. Oh okay, so they're really not that expensive at all, and neither are these. We could definitely get some of them, although I will have to check what their limits for space and whether they're shy or not. So let's have a look at the cassowary. Okay, so they need 400 meters squared. They are confident. Okay, that's really good. Okay, so we could put them down. Let's have a look at the monkeys now. They are also confident and they need less space, so we could definitely put down a monkey habitat. Awesome. How many do we need in a group? Oh, that's a lot. We need at least 8 for them to be happy, although they could be like unhappy temporarily and we could wait for them to breed and then they might be a bit happier, so that's an option. We only need 1 or 2, so let's go with them first. How about that? And those are actually some quite good genes, although I would rather spend money because I want to try and get as many conservation credits as possible. Let's try this one. Oh no, it looks like the female ones are quite rare or expensive, although this one, I mean, the immunity is really bad, but that's okay. Let's just get it anyway. Okay, so send to zoo, and we'll put it, there is path there. Maybe it's because I don't have the staff. Do we need a vet? I think that'll probably help. Then we'll need a caretaker, a keeper, and a mechanic for now. And I don't want to be spending too much on any of their salaries, so I'm going to put their salaries to the absolute minimum that they can be at, which seems really harsh. Oh no, so that is the minimum apparently. But yeah, we're just starting out, so you've got to deal with it, I'm afraid. So animals, so send to zoo, yeah, quarantine, cool. Right, so that means we can start building them a little bit of a habitat. The gift shop entrance is going to be roughly around here, so I'm thinking that their habitat should be over here. So I've just jumped into another little time lapse for you, and we've now got our first 2 animals in our zoo, which is super exciting. If you've never played with franchise mode before, then what I did was I just put them into a quarantine. So the quarantine basically just checks them for diseases, and if they've got any diseases, then the vet will catch them before they're then entered into the enclosure with other animals, and it just takes a little bit of time. So once we press play and the game starts running again, then yeah, we'll just have to wait a small while and they'll soon be ready to put into the enclosure. But in terms of the enclosure I'm building, I use a really simple mesh barrier. It's just one of the automated barriers that we have in game, and I use like the angle snap button so that the enclosure is at 90 degrees, and I end up editing this enclosure a lot more in this episode. It actually ends up looking quite nice, but it looks like we're finishing up now. Awesome. So what's the size of this like? Is this enough? No, it's not enough. Okay, well we can just double it back. So extend this to get rid of this. And then yeah, just make it further back like this. How about that now? 500, perfect. So yeah, let's just double check. It said 400, yeah, that's what they need. Okay, and one of our animals is ready to move in, so we're gonna, oh, and it doesn't, I don't think this pathing is working, so I'll just change that quickly. I think it's just this pathing right here. Oh, and I think it looks like the other one is ready to leave the quarantine too, which is super exciting. So both of them can move in here, yeah, perfect. And then yeah, I might make their barrier a bit taller as well. Let's wait for them to be brought over. Then hopefully some guests will start arriving. I'm not sure if the only reason why they're not arriving is because we don't actually have any animals in, maybe. Aw, so here they are. I've never actually seen them in game before because I started my channel after this Australian pack came out. I think they came with the Australian pack. And yeah, I really haven't played with the Australian pack at all in terms of the animals. I don't think I've had any of them in any of my zoos ever, so this is really exciting. They are funny looking, aren't they? They just look like dinosaurs a bit, don't they? Okay, well before anything else we need to make sure that they've got all of their needs covered. So they've only just got enough space. They've got too much long grass, not enough soil, so we'll give them some more soil. And then some sand as well, they want some coarse sand. Mix it in with the soil a little bit, sort of fade the grass. I don't want it to be too strong, but I want some to be there. And now they just need, well, they need things for food, obviously. So we haven't done any research on them, but we should have like food and just like the basics. Let's get them a trough for water. Put it over here for now. And then for food, get them a large bowl. There. Okay, so I've got food. Have we got any enrichment items for you? No, because we haven't got any research. So let's just get going on the research as soon as possible. We'll get one of our vets doing that. Vet research, here we go. Yeah, let's get one of you doing some research. Oh, and now it looks like we've got some guests arriving. So I think what I'll do is I will play the game and let the guests flow in and then start paying to see the animals, and I will jump into a speed build now and catch up with you after that. So as you can see, the first thing that I do is turn half of this enclosure into a sheltered area for the cassowaries, and I do this by using the wooden barrier actually. So it's not even any of the building tools because like I said, we haven't unlocked half of the building items, so I use the barrier as a little bit of a workaround really, and I change the height at the back of the barrier and that quite neatly pushes up the angle of the sides of the enclosure, so that worked quite well. Once we've unlocked a few new pieces, I will come back and change this sheltered area. And you can see that I get annoyed with the lightings, so I changed the opening times of the zoo, and that just means that it's like always light, and I think I do it a little bit later on as well because the mornings are a bit dark. And then you can see that I add some donation bins and an ATM as well. So an ATM means people can get money out so they can spend money, and the donation bins are basically places where they can donate for a specific animal, in case you're interested. Okay, so we're not making any money at the minute, so I think we might need some more animals. So I'm gonna consider buying some monkeys like I suggested. So I think that might help speed along with making money. So I'm just gonna adopt 3 of them, 2 girls and then 1 boy. Let's send them over here to the quarantine, and then I'm just gonna set up like a really quick enclosure for them. It's going to be really ugly, but that's okay. Oh, and our cassowary is mating, so hopefully we get some babies, and that might encourage some more guests as well. Okay, so 1 of them passed, so they can move straight in, and the other 2 have passed as well, so they can all just go there. And you probably would have seen that I deleted one of the information centres and a vendor as well, just to save some funds, because I thought that might be using up some of our money. Oh, and it is occasionally going in the green. Hopefully if we duplicate some of these. Yay! Oh, it's got low welfare. Oh, and we need a keeper hut. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, didn't I? Keeper hut. Let's just put one of them over here for now. I'm not quite sure how we're going to design things with that, but I'm sure it'll be okay. How big is this enclosure? I think it could be a little bit small. It looks pretty big. Maybe it's just under what they need actually. Yeah, it's only just under. They haven't got any climbing or anything. So, oh, I didn't check their barriers. They need climb proof over 1.25 meters. That must be right then, surely. And then let's make it climb proof. No. There we go. Give them something for food and water. Very temporary. And we haven't unlocked any enrichment item yet. What about shelters? We could just pop in this like really basic one for them, and then some bedding. There we go. And then these guys could probably do with some bedding too, couldn't they? So let's just put a couple here. Okay, how are we doing? I mean, that might be a bit damaging at first, but hopefully that will draw some people in. Let's have a look at these guys. They're so cute. Yeah, I haven't played with these in game either at all. They're so tiny though. It's so hard to like get a good look at them. Oh, something a bit buggy is happening with his face. That's a bit odd. Oh, there, he's back to normal now. But yeah, we'll obviously have to like improve their enclosures, make them look a lot nicer than they currently do. Oh, and we've got some vet research, so we could add some education boards. This is just going to be very temporary. We will obviously change the way this looks completely. Oh, we are getting lots of guests over here though, look. That's good. Oh, claim rewards. No one really cares about the poor old cassowaries, which is a bit sad. I thought they would be more popular than they are, but no matter. And it looks like we are in the green again. So now I'm just gonna play for a bit and build up this enclosure. I will leave the Capuchin monkeys for another time. I won't bother trying to make that attractive because it's a bit of a lost cause at the minute. But yeah, I will carry on building the cassowary enclosure. I will join you when I'm finished. Okay, so the first thing that I do for these guys is I think I try and add some vegetation, and I start by trying to place down a load of tropical plants for them because I think they do live in tropical region. When I looked at Zoopedia, that was their biome. But then I end up taking out all of the tropical plants, and I decide that all of the plants I want to be in this zoo are going to be native to the UK or European temperate region, and I'm just going to edit them according to if they are damaging at all to the animals. But yeah, most of the plants are going to be just native to the zoo itself rather than changing the natural environment of the zoo for each individual animal, because I think that might be a bit odd if the zoo sort of has loads of different types of plants per enclosure. I'd rather it kind of looked more natural to the environment in that way. So I think I end up filling most of these planter boxes that you can see me creating now with like bracken. I think I use that plant over and over again, and I start off by adding these yellow flowers, but I think I change them later on to maybe some white and some blue ones, which just look a little bit more natural. I'm not sure where the yellow plants are from, but I'm pretty sure that they're not from Europe, so so I end up taking them out when you do eventually see them. At the minute I'm just sort of decorating the fence, making it look slightly more realistic in terms of the detailing that you would normally see in a zoo, just adding some of those wooden objects that I think I got from like the habitat section rather than the actual construction section. And then in the speed build you'll see I sort of fly over to the Capuchin monkeys and check on them because I think they got a disease, and so I ended up getting an extra vet because our only vet was working on the vet research for the cassowaries. So I hired a new vet just to take care of the monkeys whilst I was building, and then I think I go back into their habitat again because their welfare was really low and we were getting protesters already. Definitely hard mode. It's definitely already starting to be a challenge, but we were getting protesters because they didn't have any climbing enrichment in their enclosure, so they were really unhappy, which I can understand because I hadn't done anything to make their enclosure good for them. I didn't give them any soil or anything they needed like that. So yeah, I just put some really rough climbing structures down in their enclosures. These are obviously not going to stay like this. It was literally just to get their stats up and make them a little bit more happy in their temporary enclosure, so we didn't have protesters coming to the zoo because that would have been damaging to our reputation. So they're kind of okay at the minute, and then I think I do add some enrichment. You'll see one of our vets complete some of the Capuchin monkey research, or maybe it was even the cassowary research, but we had some enrichment items for them because I think the enrichment items happen to be the same for the cassowaries and the Capuchin monkeys, so maybe that's why we had that unlocked. But yeah, I just added, I think I added 2 types of balls, and then what is it, like the snowball or the ice enrichment object, and they were all toy enrichments. We obviously didn't have any food enrichments for them, so that just made them a little bit happier, made the protesters go away. So hopefully we can keep them like that for a little bit until maybe next episode we'll be able to change their enclosure, make it look a little bit nicer for them. But yeah, you can see I'm going back to the cassowary enclosure and just adding some foliage, and I sink down some trees to make them look like bushes because I'm just trying to make, like I say, realistic foliage for a European environment. So lots of bushes is quite natural over here, and like I say, lots of bracken as well. And then I add those individual rock pieces, and they came from the aquatic pack. So it's nice that we have all of the rocks unlocked in franchise mode. Obviously it's just all of the building items that we have to unlock with mechanical research. We get all of the rocks to begin with, so that's really nice to know, especially because the aquatic rocks kind of look more plasticky and look like fake rocks, so you would have thought that maybe they would have been unlockable through mechanic research, but I'm glad that we don't have to unlock them because yeah, I definitely do rely on them, especially those smaller rocks, because they just fill out, especially like vegetation areas, much nicer, and they just make everything look more realistic. And then I add some borders to the fencing as well using the same log items, which I think just makes everything look like a little bit more polished, a little bit neater and prettier. So really happy with that, and I will obviously edit the education boards as well and make them more custom designed. Maybe when we've got more pieces, I'm not sure, maybe even in this episode I'll do it, but that's pretty much it. So I'll stop talking and then I'll join you back in real time. Okay, so I've finished building the cassowary enclosure for now, and I've actually jumped back in the game the next day for me. So I did stop recording and then start again another day. And I think it's looking okay. I mean, obviously once we get more items unlocked, like I say, from the mechanical research, then we can go back and edit it. In fact, I might just have a look at our finances now and see what our expenses are like how much profit. So we've got $1,000-ish worth of profit. So I wonder how much our each staff wages, or it doesn't break that down anymore, does it? So that's 2,000, nearly 3,000. So in our staff tab, our mechanic costs us 1,000, I'm guessing that's per year, which annoyingly is the same as our profit. So I was going to hire another one of him just so we can get some research on the go, but I think that will reduce our profits significantly. Yeah, we can just about afford it. So let's do that. Let's just hire one more because he's got a high workload anyway, so that's good. Mechanic research, let's put one of them. Ooh, okay, so I said I was going to prioritise the Australia theme and the aquatic theme, didn't I? So I think we will go with the Australia theme first. It just depends which objects we get. And then there's also some really, really useful objects in, I was going to say the East Asian theme, but oh, there it is. Yeah, it's there, because then we can recolour some like wood panels and things like that. But yeah, for now, we'll just get one theme done. And are we still making a profit? Yeah, we still are. Well, we've got 2,000 a year now. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it'll work out. Let's just have a little look at these guys and enjoy some of our new animals in the zoo. I probably mentioned it in my voiceover, but I think next episode we will make their habitat a little bit nicer for them, shape it a little bit nicer in relation to the path, give them some proper climbing enrichment for them, make it look really nice, add some vegetation, things like that, and then give them like a little shelter area. Woo! That was a big jump. A proper shelter area, yeah. And one thing I was going to look at actually was whether or not our cassowaries had been breeding. Well, I saw them mate. Oh, it's dark. I'm going to change the lighting in that case. 8 o'clock. And then, yeah, we'll get rid of some of that dark lighting. So this is our female, and I think it's because she's got really bad genes. So let's have a look. Yeah, fertility gene is really low. They have been mating. The notification to say that they were mating came up several times whilst I was building, maybe 2 or 3 times. So hopefully eventually we'll get some babies. It might just take a few tries because, like I say, their stats aren't the best. But they were cheap. We got some cheap cassowaries, didn't we? So it'd be nice to focus on the breeding program a little bit, but it's not necessary at all, really, is it? But these guys are super cool. They do look really, really interesting. I've never seen them before, so hopefully you like them. And we've got 5 animals in the zoo now, so feel free to a little bit of a run there, so feel free to add some animal names in the comments down below and we can name them individually based on your comments. So that would be quite nice for you guys to have an input. They're so odd. I like to have a look at the animals in sort of cinematic mode. They make such weird noises. How strange. They're very interesting. Oh, and it looks like we've got some vet research complete and it can carry on with those. Yeah, that's fine. So let's see if we've unlocked anything. Oh, we've got this food roller. So let's put that in their enclosure and hopefully that'll cheer them up a bit because they are a bit miserable in there at the minute. So yeah, that's good. At least we've got that. They are super cute, these guys, aren't they? I do really like them. It's just a shame that their enclosure isn't the best right now, but it will be. Next episode we'll focus on them a little bit more maybe, and maybe add some more animals to our zoo. Shall we have a look and see what we could add next? So let's just search by price, sort of lowest first. Ostriches are quite cheap, Indian peafowl, flamingos, gazelle. Or we could get some of these, like the prairie dogs, because I haven't actually created an enclosure for them yet. That might be quite cute. Or meerkats, they tend to be at the start of the zoo. Common warthog, that might be nice. Or kangaroo as well. Any of them could be quite nice. So if you have any preferences for our next animal, add them in the comments down below and I will see what I can do. These guys definitely are popular though. And we've got like a really, really good rating actually. Well, happiness level, considering, yeah, we've got nothing in our zoo. Oh, it says we've got absolutely no education, which I guess we've not got many. But yeah, let's look at the map because I know some of the education boards are quite glitchy. So guest education. No, that is working. It's just not got a big radius perhaps. So next episode, perhaps I could add some general education and improve the education, maybe get some speakers or something like that, just to keep that level up from the beginning and make sure that we've got the best stats as possible going forward. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to do this episode. So let me know what you thought. Let me know if you're excited about this zoo, what you think of the animals that we've added to this zoo. Oh, we're getting diseased animals. Okay, I think it's because they had old stinky food. But yeah, if I've done anything stupid, just let me know down in the comments below and I will fix it in the next episode. And also animal name ideas and zoo name ideas ideas as well. So something appropriate for this region and type of zoo in terms of zoo names would be great. But yeah, that's it from me. I'm going to end the video here. So yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye guys.